focus. As parents, that's what we want to see our kids doing with especially e-learning, is to be focused and engaged and participating in the process and getting as much out of it as they can. And what we find is that sometimes sitting is part of the success formula and also part of the problem. And in this video today, what I want to take you through is how sitting and variations of sitting can actually support how our visual system focuses and the ease of that so that your child has the best opportunity to be reading and watching the teacher and then doing their work. I'm Cara Lindell. I'm an engineer, I'm a mom, and I'm the founder of the Bridging Technique. And today I'm going to talk through some of the things that we find with the bridging assessments of how the body and vision are working together, something that you will be able to check for your own, and then some resources for you on depending on what you find. So the day is so stressful with the kids, and sometimes it's really hard for them to focus. And what we find is that the great ergonomic setup that you researched online really isn't necessarily supporting them in the way that they function. In our other video, we talked about how sitting supports breathing. In this video, it's how the body sitting position supports visual function. I'm sitting on the floor because that's what works best for me, whether I have a lot of work to do or I'm talking with you. So what we're going to do is you can test this in any number of positions, whether it's slouched, laying on the floor, sitting in a chair, standing. It's super easy to check. And what you're looking for is fluency, ease, and a couple of transitions that are smooth. And you're looking for finding the position that best supports visual function. This is not a substitute for what you would go to the optometrist or ophthalmologist for. This is just a quick, very easy visual scan just to get a sense of how your child functions. So I'm going to talk you through using this guy. So if we're sitting, we're going to hold something out about nose level, which is about where your computer screen typically is going to be. And it could be a toy, it could be an object, anything that's easy. So I got this little bear, our camo bear, and we're just going to start in the middle. We're going to move slowly to one side, back to the middle, slowly to the other side, back to the middle. And what we're looking for is, does it just look easy? Are the transitions at the side, at the transition at the middle, which is called midline, the transition at the other side, are they all easy? Do the eyes go in each direction in each hemisphere? Do they go equally easy? And so what you're looking for is trying to find the best position, whether it's slumped over a little bit, maybe even leaning against something, laying back against something, that you have this smooth transition, because that's going to be a transition that impacts reading. Another transition is where we take the same object and we go a little bit up, back to middle, about nose level, and a little bit down, back to nose level. And we want to see, is that ease up and down, fluent and easy? Is the body having to move to do it? Even the sideways ones, is the head moving? You're not going to tell your child to hold everything still. You just want to see what naturally happens. It's okay if the body moves. What we're looking for right now is just ease, because that's what's going to happen in that study environment. So after you go up and down, one of the things that you can use that information for is to adjust how your child is consuming the e-learning material. Recently, I had a guy who just really could not, his eyes had a hard time going up, and then coming down, they jumped. Going down was fine, and coming back up to middle. And so what we had a discussion with his parents about, how is he watching the teacher? It's on a laptop. It's kind of above his nose eye line, and so he has to look up to pay attention. That's a stress for him, and it's a stress going to be on his neck. He's going to fatigue visually and posturally. So we thought through different options for even switching positions of the computer or shifting to an iPad where he's able to look down to look at the teacher and take in the lessons. In addition to modifying the environment to make your kids more successful, When there's a visual component, you can think that you really do want to get a much more detailed evaluation. The Association of Developmental Optometrists do exactly that. They are all throughout the whole country. On their website, you can find one that's near you and find a time and get a thorough assessment to see what really is going on with your child. Often visual problems, besides just the ability to focus, to see 20/20, there's so many other considerations that make learning hard. And then they surface as behavior problems, and we don't want that. From a bridging perspective, we're able to use the bridging technique to help get the body to support the head and the eyes, and which often allows so much more ease of motion and better function. And so that's just a different part of the equation. Often these kids have an early trauma in life from birth or early medical interventions or an early accident, and it really takes both parts to get their system back on track. So if you found this discussion helpful, give us a thumbs up below, and look in the show notes for a link to the developmental optometrists, also ways that you can seek out getting either virtual or in-office appointments with us for some bridging help. You can also subscribe to our channel to find more ways to help with your kids or yourself. And thank you for watching.